Hello, my name is Yana Orlinsky, and today I am presenting to you my Scholarship of Teaching and Learning inquiry, The Effect of Short Supplementary Instructional Videos on Online Asynchronous Higher Education Students' Course Engagement and Satisfaction. In this inquiry, I explored the impact of short videos on student engagement and satisfaction in an online asynchronous course. Study participants included 7 graduate students from the University of Florida and 1 working professional. As an inquiry instructional designer, I used the Articulate Rise tool to create 2 versions of Networking Basics for Graduate Students course. The control course version contained text-only content, while the treatment course version contained text plus 4 instructional videos. Next 4 slides show examples of both courses. Feel free to pause this video and review each slide. Instructional designers like me often include videos in our online courses. However, we don't always have clear evidence about the impact that instructional videos can have on our students' overall engagement or satisfaction with the course. The primary goal of my study was to better understand whether short instructional videos meaningfully impact students' engagement and satisfaction in asynchronous online learning environments. The secondary goal of my inquiry was to inform my own design decisions as well as contribute practical insights to the instructional design field. My Scholarship of Teaching and Learning study was guided by 2 research questions. First, how does adding short instructional videos affect student engagement in an asynchronous online graduate course? And second, how does adding these videos affect student satisfaction with the course? My participant procedure included sending each participant a consent form with the study details, description of data collection, the identification, storage, and data handling process. I then assigned consenting participants to either control or treatment group. The final participant sample consisted of 5 students in the control group and 3 in the treatment group due to attrition. I then sent participants instructions on accessing the course on the surveys. After they completed the course on the surveys, I invited participants to an interview or to fill out a questionnaire. This was a mixed method study, and I used multiple data sources to capture a comprehensive view of student experience in their assigned course. I used 5 data collection methods: behavioral engagement data from 4 quizzes and final exam, field notes documenting my observations and reflections, an adapted online student engagement survey or OSE, an adapted e-learning satisfaction scale survey or ELSS, and a semi-structured interview or a questionnaire. After completing the course, each participant reported their perceived engagement and satisfaction with the course through the 2 surveys. I collected my qualitative insights from the 2 consenting participants via an interview or a short questionnaire. For data analysis, I used both quantitative and qualitative approaches. I began my data analysis by assessing the reliability of my adapted survey instruments. Cronbach's alpha for both instruments was 0.85 for engagement and 0.81 for satisfaction, which indicated good internal consistency. For quantitative data, I calculated inferential and descriptive statistics, specifically mean and standard deviations for all measures. I also used t-tests to compare control and treatment groups to understand whether the difference between these groups was due to random chance. Qualitatively, I conducted a thematic analysis, identifying key patterns across interviews and questionnaire responses. My quantitative findings showed that overall course satisfaction with the online course was significantly higher in the video group. The treatment group had an average satisfaction score of 4.77 as compared to 4.22 in the control group. This difference was statistically significant and had a large effect size. Second, overall engagement was also higher in the video group, although it was not statistically significant as per the t-test. This may be due to the very small participant sample size. These are exploratory findings, and more extensive studies with large number of participants are needed to confirm or disprove them. Now, this is where my findings become interesting. Unexpectedly, the control group in my study performed better on module quizzes. The control group average was about 99%, while the treatment group was about 93%. This difference was statistically significant. However, the final exam scores were nearly identical between the groups. Lastly, time spent on quizzes was similar, though the video group completed quizzes slightly faster. My qualitative findings were telling and helped explain my other findings. A video group participant described videos as engaging and helpful for understanding of course content. This participant emphasized that multimodal repetition helped reinforce learning. In contrast, a text only group participant described the course as text heavy, passive, and requiring more self motivation. Both participants agreed that the absence of multimedia reduces their satisfaction and engagement in the course. Two surprising findings were that multimedia is expected in a modern online course and that presence of multimedia signals course quality. The next 5 slides contain the summary of quantitative data. Please take a few seconds to examine my inquiry quantitative data. Altogether, my findings suggest to me that both student groups engaged with their assigned course in different ways and altered their study behavior based on presence or absence of videos. It seems to me that students relied on careful reading in a text only group, while students in the video group relied on conceptual understanding of information. This could explain why students in the text only group did much better on quizzes, but both groups performed equally well on the final exam. Two unexpected findings were that multimedia is expected in a modern online course and that the absence of multimedia may negatively affect how students perceive course quality. I held many roles in the study, including course designer, data collector, and data analyst. This and my positive view of multimedia gave me significant influence over the inquiry process. To reduce bias, I used validated instruments, disclosed my positionality, used anonymized data, and maintained neutral language throughout the study. My findings that align with prior research are that videos positively affect student satisfaction and engagement in an online course, that videos may reduce students' cognitive load, and that videos may enhance conceptual understanding via dual channel cognitive processing. The inquiry findings that do not align with prior research is that videos do not hurt and usually improve students' learning performance. All the literature mentioned in this section can be found in the reference slide at the end of the presentation. The study has several practical implications that are important to instructional designers, educators, as well as learning administrators. First, short instructional videos may increase student satisfaction and may support engagement in a course, although this requires further study. Second, videos may change student study behavior, which may also influence their academic performance. Third, multimedia is expected in a modern online course and can signal course quality to the students. I will use my inquiry findings to improve my daily instructional design professional workflow and create more engaging online learning experiences. In summary, adding short instructional videos to an asynchronous online course can improve student satisfaction and may improve student engagement, but it may also influence how students interact with the learning content and affect their academic performance. These findings highlight the importance of learning designers closely aligning their educational materials and choices with the desired student outcomes and the desired learner experience in an online course. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.